I'm going to be tying this chronomid pattern on an Allen Fly Fishing N203 hook. It's a 2x short, 2x heavy, curved shank scud hook. It has a great shape to it, extremely sharp hook, as well as strong shank. So go ahead and check them out by visiting www.allenflyfishing.com. Let's begin by attaching our thread at the 80% point of the hook shank and cutting off the excess thread. Now advance your thread back towards the bend of the hook, making sure that each thread wrap lays next to the previous one to ensure a smooth thread base. With your thread base ending halfway down the actual bend of the hook, begin to advance your thread forward, ending with your thread hanging at the 80% point. To create the rib of this fly, I'll be using about a 3 to 4 inch piece of Mirage Opal Tencel, size small. Go ahead and attach the tencel on the near side of the hook shank at the 80% point and begin to advance your thread back towards the bend of the hook, ensuring that the tencel stays flat on the near side of the hook shank as you wrap. You want to make sure that you do not tie the tencel at the end of the thread base. Go ahead and leave about a half an eye length of thread without the tencel and begin to advance your thread forward, ending with your thread at the 80% point. Make sure that the thread base is smooth and there is no tencel showing through. Now begin to wrap the tencel around the hook shank, creating an evenly spaced, segmented body. Go ahead and secure the tencel to the near side of the hook shank with secure thread wraps and cut the excess tencel. To create the gills of this midge, go ahead and prepare about a 2-inch piece of bright white antron and attach it on top of the hook shank about an eye length behind the eye. Make sure there's a small amount of bare hook shank between the tie down point and the antron and the eye of the hook. Go ahead and cut off the excess antron just behind the tie down point. To create the wing pads, go ahead and prepare 2 ginger goose biots. Go ahead and place 1 goose biot on the near side of the hook shank with the inside of the biot facing you and attach it just behind the tie down point of the antron. Now begin to advance your thread back to the 80% point, securing the goose biots to the near side of the hook shank as you wrap. Now cut off the excess goose biot just in front of the initial tie down point. Grab your other goose biot and attach it to the far side of the hook shank the same way you did as the first, and cut off the excess biot. Now advance your thread back and forth between the 80% point and the antron, covering up any exposed biot and creating a pronounced thorax. Now lift up the antron and advance your thread forward and apply a few thread wraps just in front of the antron. This will help prop up the gills in an upward direction away from the eye of the hook. With your thread hanging just in front of the antron, go ahead and grab the biot and pull it toward the eye and secure it to the hook shank just in front of the antron. Grab the biot on the far side of the hook shank and secure it just as you did with the first biot. Clip off the excess biots as close as you can to the tie down point. Now create a small thread head, ensuring that any excess goose biots is completely covered with thread. Now finish your fly right behind the eye with the whip finish tool and clip off the excess thread. To create the coating of the midge, I'm going to go ahead and use some Loon's UV clear fly finish. Place a small amount onto a bodkin needle and begin applying the clear fly finish evenly over the body of the fly. Prior to curing the fly finish with a UV light, make sure the entire fly is covered evenly and has a slight taper from the thorax to the end of the body. Now trim the gills to an appropriate length. Generally, you want the gills to be about 1 to 1.5 eye lengths long. And that's how you tie RK's UV Chironomid.